For this project, I researched Stevens-Johnson syndrome. Stevens-Johnson syndrome is a very serious disease that affects random people with certain medication allergy. Not a lot of people are prone to it, and there's hardly any awareness to it due to that. The disease is most commonly caused by medications containing sulfonamides, acetaminophen, and medication is classified as an NSAID, which stands for non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drug. It is prone to people with an HLA-B gene. When somebody that has that gene takes a medication with one of those listed ingredients, they have a serious risk of developing an allergic reaction that starts out minor and becomes severe within a matter of days. The beginning signs of Stevens-Johnson syndrome are very similar to influenza, and because of this, many victims disregard the beginning signs as a serious problem, as they confuse it with the flu or chickenpox. It begins with a minor rash, and it starts from one part of your body, and it rapidly spreads to the rest of it. Within a few days, it begins to blister and peel, which then begin to form very raw areas of the skin that are similar to hot water burns or sunburns. This burning then starts to spread to the mucous membranes inside your body, including your mouth and airways. From there, it spreads even further to other parts of your body, such as the urinary tract, esophagus, and even the inside of your eyelids. Typically, when sufferers are sent to the hospital, they are put into a burn unit to help with the symptoms of the reaction, as this is very similar to being burned alive, as the skin is reacting as if you got a very serious sunburn. Those who survive have a very complicated lifestyle, as they have to live for the rest of their life with the outcome of the allergic reaction, along with numerous problems that develop following the initial episode. Many survivors start taking a lot of regular pain medication daily due to the pain that is left behind from the allergic reaction. Survivors have scarring all over their body and on their organs, along with severe eye problems that are caused by the burning of the eyes and the eyelids. Due to this, many survivors also catch ocular surface disease and dry eyes, which do eventually lead to blindness over time. Along with this, survivors typically begin to suffer from severe sensitivity to light called photophobia, and to protect their eyes from this, survivors usually have to wear special kind of sunglasses that heavily filter out the light that travels through their eyes. Other problems that survivors have to live with include hair loss and abnormal growth of the nails. They also begin to develop respiratory issues such as asthma and chronic bronchitis. And if their lungs are really bad, they also have a tendency to get recurring pneumonia. Diseases like these are really easy to catch as a survivor because due to the burning that occurred from the allergic reaction, your immune system is extremely weakened. And it especially affects the skin, as the skin is the first protective barrier to stop diseases from coming into your body. All these issues are caused, again, because when this allergic reaction occurs, it practically burns your whole entire body from the inside out, and there's scarring from the inside of your body, and it hurts. Again, the medications that cause it are medications containing sulfonamides or NSAIDs again. And that is because And that is because those with the HLA-B gene um, doesn't react very well to sulfonamides, and therefore it causes the syndrome to start again, the rash, and moving on from there. Many of the medications that cause it include Advil, Aleve, ibuprofen, amoxicillin, and also a lot of over-the-counter medications and prescription drugs. Um, Stevens-Johnson syndrome is considered to be a rare disease with about 300 new diagnoses per year. And I say new diagnosis because after somebody gets it, they can very easily get another allergic reaction, and it can recur as many times as it can, depending on what the victim takes as far as medication goes, and it can also just randomly show up from time to time. With 300 new diagnoses per year, that makes up to about 6 per 1 million people. However, it is not required for doctors to report SJS to the FDA, so this number can very easily be much higher. Um, those who previously have had it can have a recurrence, which therefore can either make the survivor worse or ultimately die from it. There's no cure for this disease whatsoever, as the reaction burns the body from the inside and out and leaves permanent, irreversible damage. There are only a couple of ways to determine if somebody is allergic to sulfonamide drugs. The only two ways are to either look into your family's health history to see if anybody in your family has had the syndrome in the past. And if not, then the only other way to really find out is basically to find out the hard way. Say if you take one of those medications and you get the syndrome, well then obviously you're gonna have that allergic reaction. And it's highly hereditary. So again, if somebody in your family has had it, then more than likely you're gonna have a high chance of getting it too. Well, as you can see, Stevens-Johnson syndrome is a very, very serious disease. Very little people know about it. It's not very common, however, anybody can get it just by simply taking an over-the-counter medication. Best thing to do is research it and know what to look for.